Good Friday morning as we come up on 5:30. I'm Victoria Hill. Thank you so much for starting your day with us. Good to see you and good to see Miller over in the Weather Center on this fine Friday.
Well, good morning, Victoria. Ready for the weekend, kiddo?
Yes, I always am.
Yeah, well, you'll be happy to know it's going to get warmer.
Good. That's some good news.
Yeah, we may actually see some 50s by the first part of next week, but do I have to be a Debbie Downer? It's not going to last.
I'll let you be the Debbie Downer. I usually point out something, but that's your job now.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, I guess. Let's take a look at downtown Billings. It's a nice little start here, courtesy of the Stockman Bank Weather Cam. We're at 20 right now. With that breeze out there, it feels like 10. This is at the airport, of course. Winds out of the southwest at about 8 miles an hour. We've got 4 right now in Sheridan, Broadus at 3, Miles City at 5. We've still got some negative temperatures. We're below 0 in Glendive and Williston right now, but warmer in Livingston, where we're seeing those strong winds at 26. We've got some gust. We had a gust earlier over 60 miles an hour reported down in Livingston. The latest gust up to about 59. If you're along those foothills this morning all the way through this afternoon into this evening, you're still going to see those strong winds from Nye over to Livingston along I-90 there. We could see gusts over 60 miles an hour from Big Timber up to Harlingen. We can see gusts up to about 50. We do have that wind advisory in effect to at least 5 o'clock tonight, as those winds will hold on. They'll taper off a bit tomorrow and then pick right back up on Sunday into Monday. And that's when we could get windy here in Billings on Monday with gusts over 45 miles an hour. But today, it's going to be a beautiful day. We do have some snow out there right now, but lots of sunshine this afternoon. Our highs getting into the mid-30s and only getting warmer as we move forward into the weekend. We'll take a look at that with the main forecast coming up.
And I want to say your forecast must be puppy approved, because now I'm having a hard time bringing the puppy back into the house.
Oh.
After going outside for a potty break, and she just stands there with snow on her face staring at me. I'm like, come on, come on.
Yeah, it's feeling a little better out there. It sure is.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Miller. I'll get to news. Our top story this morning, a missing persons case comes to a devastating end as authorities find the body of an 8-year-old girl on the Crow Reservation. The body of Mildred Old Crow was discovered in a camper near Garryowen. She had been missing since 2019 when she was 6 years old. 2 hardened women, already facing charges for Mildred's disappearance, are back behind bars. Veronica Dust and Rosine Old Crow are each being held on a $5,000 cash bond. The tribal prosecutor recently filed an additional charge of custodial interference in that case against both women. Dust and Old Crow were captured as fugitives from justice in Billings on December 23rd. This after the Crow tribe issued warrants for their arrest on December 16th, stating the women failed to produce the child, nor was any proof of life provided. Tribal Chairman Frank Whiteclay issued a statement saying, "The entire community felt the loss when Mildred went missing, and we feel it again today. My hope is that we can find closure, grieve together, and work to ensure that children are protected and supported on the Crow Reservation and beyond. We want justice for this child and for all of the victims of the epidemic of people missing from reservations across the country." Meanwhile, 2 separate missing endangered persons advisories were issued for 3 hardened children. 13-year-old Lauren Krebs stole her parents' car yesterday afternoon, and authorities aren't sure where she's traveling. Krebs is not on her medication and has been known to harm herself in the past, and there's concern she may do it again. She's 5 feet 6 inches tall and has blue eyes and blonde hair. Krebs is driving a 2015 Chevy Silverado. If you have any information, call the Bighorn County Sheriff's Office at 665-9780 or dial 911. And authorities say Fabrin and Fulton Flying have been taken by their non-custodial mother, Rhiannon Flying. The boys were at a gas station with their legal guardian when Rhiannon arrived. She put the children in her vehicle and drove away. Flying is driving a black or brown Ford Fusion with Arizona license plates. You're again asked to contact the Bighorn County Sheriff's Office with any information. Continuing our coverage, we're learning more about the heinous crime 35-year-old Willie Red is accused of committing. He's facing a felony count of aggravated assault for beating a 3-year-old girl who was in his care. On February 3rd, police responded to the hospital for a toddler with severe injuries. 3-year-old Amaya Fox was then flown to Denver for emergency surgery. She sustained compression fractures in multiple vertebrae, a brain hemorrhage, chest trauma, and bruising all over her body. Her family says she's doing better earlier today. Red claims Amaya's injuries were from a car accident that happened while she wasn't in her car seat. But doctors say she could not have been hurt that way in an accident. Red remains in the custody of U.S. Marshals for separate federal charges of probation violation. Now to a car chase that turned into an hours-long standoff with a suspect who fired shots at law enforcement. 35-year-old John Binkley is now behind bars for the crimes. On Wednesday night, Belgrade police responded to a home for a report of a partner or family member assault. The suspect had left the house and found him at the gas station. When officers arrived, Binkley took off west on Interstate 90, reaching speeds of over 100 miles per hour. The suspect was shooting at law enforcement and made it over 130 miles away, even after losing a front tire. He eventually pulled over near Garrison, and after a standoff that shut down the interstate for hours, Binkley was taken into custody yesterday morning. No one was injured in the incident. Binkley is now in jail in Powell County. In Helena, it's official. People can now carry concealed firearms without a permit in most locations across Montana and with a permit in government buildings. Governor Greg Gianforte held a ceremony signing House Bill 102 into law. He praised it, saying gun control measures don't stop crime. With this new law, college administrators are not able to outright ban concealed carry on campuses. The bill's original sponsor was in attendance for the signing and spoke on why he feels this law is necessary.
House Bill 102 does several things. It allows for people to carry concealed firearms with the same amount of training in the same areas, in areas they can already carry open carry. And it erases the invisible line around our colleges and allows adults, to include veterans that have served overseas, to carry on college campuses.
Concealed carry will be allowed in bars, casinos, and banks under the new law. However, those businesses can set their own restrictions regarding firearms. In national news, today Pfizer will host President Biden at its vaccine manufacturing facility in Michigan. Winter weather has caused a slowdown of vaccine shipments and deliveries in recent days, forcing cancellations or delays of vaccine appointments in at least 32 states. This week, unemployment claims rose higher than expected. Some believe it's even more reason to pass a new stimulus package. The House plans to vote on President Joe Biden's nearly $2 trillion plan next week. Democrats want some benefits to be sent out by March 14th. And today, President Biden is expected to set a global vaccine plan in motion. White House officials say the president will announce a $4 billion effort at today's Group of Seven meeting. It's meant to help with vaccine purchasing and distribution for poor nations. The $4 billion in U.S. funding was approved by Congress in December and will be used through 2022. Texas Senator Ted Cruz flew back to Houston yesterday from Cancun, Mexico. The Republican lawmaker received a backlash after social media posts surfaced showing Cruz and his family boarding a plane to Cancun. That as millions of Texans were without heat or power in sub-zero temperatures after a deadly winter storm. Upon his return, Cruz took reporter questions where he expressed regret for his actions. He said his daughters had asked to go on a trip since school was canceled for the week, and he wanted to be a good dad. Some upgrades could be on the way for Metro Park. Officials released a first draft of their master plan and want community input. The proposed master plan includes 3 possible options. Each would extend the north parking lot, adding overnight RV parking along the Yellowstone River, and improving the carnival area. Walkways and landscaping would be added. There are proposed new horse barns and another multi-purpose building, plus expansion of the lobby of the First Interstate Arena and Expo Center. There is a transit station, pedestrian walkway, and hotel option west of the grounds. Other plans include an athletic center. County commissioners will have to vote to adopt the master plan.